Combat Compas. That's what it is, man. Make sure you
Appreciate
guys
it.
tune in.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to episode 7 of Combat Compas. I'm Fernando Ramirez. I cover the LA Chargers for the Sporting Tribune. He's Gilbert Manzano. He's my tag team partner and my co-host. He covers the Rams for the Southern California News Group and the LA Daily News. What's up, bro?
What's up, Fernando? Thank you for sharing our football bios, what we do for a living. But today, we are the boxing booking experts. We land the biggest stars on Combat Compas. If you're watching this on YouTube, first of all, subscribe to Combat Compas. But if you're seeing a little ticker in the bottom scrolling, it's saying we've had Triple G,
What?
Fernando. We've had Ryan Garcia.
What?
We've had Andy Ruiz. And
What?
can I now reveal it, Fernando? Can I reveal the latest?
Hold
Or
on,
do
hold
you
on.
want to take it?
Let me see.
Oh,
Let me
oh,
see
go ahead.
if I have do I have a no, I do not have a drum roll. Dang it. That would have
That's okay.
been it would have just been
Okay.
perfect,
And
but
how about this, Fernando? I'll say the name and then you say his catchphrase. Oh, that's
let's
pretty
see
cool.
if this works.
That's actually very good boxing music. Okay. But I still want you to say the catchphrase. Is that okay?
Got you.
Okay. On episode 7 of Combat Compas, joining us today, he won a bronze medal in the Olympics. He's a former heavyweight champion of the world, and he hits like a bag of bricks. Introducing Deontay, the bronze bomber, Wilder.
Oh my god, I forgot his name. What was the
Come on, you don't know Bomb Squad, Fernando?
Oh yeah, okay. Hold on. You did it. Okay, you did it.
There you go.
All right.
Bomb Squad. There you go. God, come
Yeah.
on, Fernando.
I got hold on. I got it. Bomb Squad.
It's not the same, Fernando.
Honestly,
but luckily, we have him to come on the show to say.
Honestly, I hope that because I yelled that out, SWAT isn't like coming to my house and knocking down my my door because of how loud I yelled that one out. But Gilbert, that's how hyped I am for Deontay Wilder. It is incredible that we were able to get him on the show. He was awesome. He was he literally, and like we've talked about, you never know how athletes are gonna be, but man, he's literally he's one of my top favorite interviews that we've done so far on Compas.
Yeah, no, same here. Like, you know, he's a good promoter. He's one of the best on the microphone when it comes to promoting yourself in boxing. In boxing, there a lot of boxers don't do a good job with it, and Deontay does. And then it wasn't just that, Fernando. We got him going a little bit. Like he usually is like, you know what, I got to carry these interviews. These interviews are boring. He's probably driving around the kiddos. He's like, okay, let me do some errands and do these boring interviews on a Saturday afternoon on Zoom. And then he sees the compas jump on. It's like, all right, these guys look a little different. And then like you're talking about the Wizard of Oz, Fernando. I don't want to spoiler it, give a spoiler there, but that made him crack up. You guys will see. I think we were all driving together, and it was cool that he gave us a couple of minutes of his time because he has a big fight on Saturday, October 15th, on Fox PPV against Robert Helenius. I want to say where he's from, but I forgot. But he's some kind of Viking, supposedly.
Yeah, no, he looks like one. And it's gonna be in Brooklyn, so at the Barclays.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of feels like that's kind of home for Deontay. So definitely it's gonna be an interesting fight. Gilbert, I mean, it's probably the WWE promoter in me, but there's a lot on the line for Deontay in this fight. Like,
actually, yeah.
Well, I mean, there's a lot.
Sound like a cliche, but you're right.
No, well, yeah, but I mean, there's a lot on the line. There's potential matches on the line. There's a lot, so it's gonna be interesting. But now let's get to that interview with Deontay Wilder, and so you guys can actually see that it's not just hype, that he was really one of a kind. Oh, we are so hyped for this mega guest who has been in several mega bouts. He hits harder than a bag of bricks. He is the leader of the Bomb Squad. Introducing the bronze bomber, Deontay Wilder. Deontay, welcome to Combat Compas, and how eager are you to get back in the ring October 15th to face Robert Helenius at the Barclays in Brooklyn, New York?
Thank you guys for having me. And I'm very excited. This is we're coming back to Brooklyn. I consider like one of my second homes. I love fighting at the Barclays Center, where some of my most dramatic, most electrifying, exciting memories have came from, and knockouts as well. So it's going to be a pleasure and excitement to just go back to the Barclays Center and add more memories and more knockouts for sure to my legacy.
Yeah, Deontay, everybody wants to see more knockouts. They want you to scream bomb squad every time in the ring. But let me ask you, before the fight on October 15, a lot of times when fighters get a long layup, they have to reset the mind, figure out things, what to do again. How was that process for you after the fight with Tyson Fury and coming back for this fight?
I mean, it was a good, anytime that you can get a break, it's always good for the mind, the body, and the soul, because you got to understand the business of boxing is year round, so you always can find a good fight. We never take breaks. And when we can take a break, it's always good. Sometimes fans will see you on break and vacation, like, get back in the gym. You're supposed to be training. And that just show you how people look at us and think, it ain't no breaks. You got to train all the time. The saying is, I rather stay ready than have to get ready. So but when you're able to take a break and spend some quality time with the family, man, it's much needed. It replenish your body and your soul. I mean, especially when you're a father that love your children. Because I always tell people there's no greater gift in this world than being somebody's father. And I have and I'm fortunate to have so many of them, and it's a blessing to me. So, taking that layoff it was good for me. Then I got an opportunity to do other things that I was passionate about doing as well. So that was a big blessing as well. So now I'm back. I'm ready to go, ready to provide my service to my greatness and give it a go one last time. I only got 3 years left. I say I want to do it till I'm 40, and then that's it. I'm gonna hang up my gloves. Some most of the time, people, journalists or people that are recording certain things that people say, they rather be first than being correct. But here I am. I'm letting people know that only 3 years left. They ain't gotta wonder. They ain't gotta guesstimate. They ain't gotta assume anything. They can hear it right here from me right now. Three more years until I'm 40. I'm done. So here I go. Provide all the great fights. They ain't got to worry about that. I'm going for all the big fights, all the mega fights. They want it. They got it. Here it is.
Put your Twitter away. You don't need the breaking news because Deontay Wilder says he's done at 40. You hear that, Fernando? You don't need the breaking news over here.
Tom Brady didn't inspire you to go to 45?
Well, hey, you know how it is in boxing, though. They always say you always got a plan. You retire until they up the money on you.
That is true.
Gotcha, Deontay. But for you, you're kind of the opposite side. You always been the champion. People are following you. They're trying to get your belt. Now you're trying to get back to that top and go after maybe a Tyson Fury or a Usyk, guys like that. First of all, what do you expect from Robert Helenius? And do you think if you get a big time performance and you get a knockout that you're back in that title picture?
I'm expecting nothing but the best from Robert. He one thing that makes us similar is that he got a warrior heart, and I have one as well. He rather go out on his shield, and we all know I mean what I say. I go out on my shield as well. I've shown it many times, and that Robert being my sparring partner, this ain't something that I'm observing of him just looking in TV. This is something I know from experience of being in the ring with him. Even when we spar, we always give each other a great some great sparring, sharpening tools. So I can only imagine what it's going to be like when it counts, and this is a lot of things is on the line. So I know when guys fight me, they train their ultimate best. They bring their A++ game. And I don't want them to bring nothing less because I'm bringing mine as well. And people always know when they come and see the Bronze Bomber, they always sitting on the edge of their seat because they don't know what's going to happen. But when it happens, bam, baby, good night.
Deontay, a month ago, we saw you at Crypto Arena / Staples Center. I saw you taking selfies with fans. You had to crouch over because some of the fans are really a lot shorter than you are. You tower over them. But what did you think about Andy Ruiz? And is that somebody you'd like to fight if after the fight with Helenius?
I think the fight was a good fight. You know, both guys gave it their all. Some point in time, it's gonna be one winner, and that night Andy was the winner. And I think me and him would be a great fight. You know, we got a lot of attention from the crowd, and I got a lot of attention being in the arena as well. And people just want to see good fights. And if that's the fight, if that fight that fans would love to see, you know, I'm more than willing, ready, and able to do so. You know, and yeah, you know, if that's for a fight next, or if this is, I heard Usyk gonna be in the arena. He said he want to fight the winner of me and Robert. That could be an option as well. You know, it's a lot of options since I've came back. It's a lot. I mean, the excitement is back. Man, the bronze bomber is back. So, you know, when there's excitement in the heavyweight division, the excitement everywhere, the opportunities come, the money go up, and the how people are interested in the business, you know, they come out to see what's going on. So a lot of stuff is occurring and going on so fast. And so it's amazing though, because it keeps me smiling and happy. And it's like I said, I only got 3 years, so let it come. Let's get it. Let's go. You know, so exciting times are coming for me as well as the fans, for sure.
Let's enjoy those 3 years. Let the money keep on rolling in. Let's make those mega fights is what Deontay Wilder's all about. Would Andy make for a tough opponent for you because of his heavy set size?
I don't know. I'm not really sure. You know, in boxing, we all know that styles make fights. So you're not gonna know until that night of the fight when we get in there, when everything become live. You know, I know I have a big advantage over him with arm length and height. You know, but one thing about Andy, he throws a lot of punches, and he's a good counter puncher as well. So, you know, he got some things that benefits him in the fight as well. So you just never know, you know. And sometimes height doesn't matter when you know how to maintain and handle it, just like he did against Anthony Joshua. You know, so style does make fight, and I think it'll be a great matchup style wise. And we have to wait and see to the night of that fight when it happens. You know, what's gonna happen.
Deontay,
but, you know, I'm always confident in myself, you know. So I come to deliver the knockouts, and on that night, you can expect a knockout, baby.
Deontay, like you mentioned, it's a very exciting, it's a very exciting heavyweight picture with yourself back in here and you know, releasing that powerful right hand that you have. But Deontay, you know, Tyson Fury, you know, keeps talking about fighting Anthony Joshua. I'm a little surprised by it. Why not go with Usyk and go for the unification or undisputed heavyweight belt there? What do you think about that fight? And say, you know, Fury doesn't get the Usyk fight done, will you want to fight Oleksandr? I think you mentioned it too earlier.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think there was. I mean, you talking about what I think about the Joshua and Fury?
Yeah,
situation?
Potentially. Yeah, potentially.
I mean, I think it'll be a good fight as well. You know, like I said, styles make fights. I got Joshua. I'm confident in Joshua in that fight. You know, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm confident in Joshua being in that fight to give him definitely a run for his money. Joshua has to fix a couple of things within himself. You know what I mean? He said one time he came to America to find a heart, and and I think, but I think it'll be. But you know, once he find that heart, I think everything will come together for him, and it'll be a great fight overall.
He's been watching The Wizard of Oz, huh? He's been watching The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. So,
wow.
What was the second question?
Are you interested in fighting Oleksandr at all? Or is that something you want? Three-time champion?
Oh yeah, most definitely. That is something I'm looking to. Like I said, put on all the exciting fights, and if Usyk a man of his word, then that could be the next fight upon my victory come October the 15th. So we can be looking for either me and Ruiz or me and Usyk. So I think that's already exciting news already just coming out the gate. You know, people can expect. I told my team that I still want to do at least 2 to 3 fights a year. Definitely try to get 3 if possible. You know, while I can and while I'm able and while I can. You know, I don't want to stop that as well. The speed of things, because once you're consistently fighting, you're able to get different fights in and different great fights to be made. You know, sometimes certain champions they just only fight 1 year, you know, and stuff like that. You know, sometimes they just want to rest their body and stuff like that because it takes a lot. It really does, and I don't blame any other champion that just want to fight one time a year. I don't blame them at all, because you know people don't understand what it takes to do this on a day-to-day basis. You're training, even just training alone on top of getting in and fight, because a fighter is never 100% getting in the ring. It's impossible unless he ain't trained hard, he ain't sparred hard or whatever, any of that stuff. That's the only way. But if most time when you're training for a big fight, you're gonna give it your all in training, and you're gonna wait to the fight. The fight is supposed to be easier, and the only way we able to still get in there not being 100% because of the adrenaline rush. You don't really feel no pain in that. Yeah, excited as time. You finna get some money. You got the lights, the camera, and you got all the fans around, and it's time for some action. So, and you know that what keeps us up and going. But it takes a lot. But I want to do it still. I want 3 fights a year. I don't want to wait. I want to still continue doing what I do to bring the excitement. So God bless the heavyweight division.
Deontay, it's been a fun interview. We have one more question before we let you go, and it's not about boxing. Is Alabama going to win the football national championship?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think they're going to do it again, baby. And again and again and again. Let's go, baby. Roll Tide.
You guys have heard it here on Combat Compas. Deontay Wilder has 3 or 4 more years. Enjoy it. The Bronze Bomber is going to be delivering hits, bricks, collecting that money, and giving you the biggest fights. It starts October 15th against Robert Helenius at Barclays Arena in Brooklyn, New York. Thank you so much, Deontay, for joining us, and good luck on October 15th.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys so much, and I hope y'all guys have a wonderful day.
I'm going to take a page out of Dan and Dago's book. You see, I didn't lie to you. The Compas always know what to do, who to get the biggest stars, and always have great interviews. So thank you, Dan and Dago, for that one. But definitely that was awesome, Gilbert. I'm happy now that the folks got to see what we have been talking about for the last few days.
Yeah, hopefully you got to experience that great interview and you watched it. Give it a like, leave a comment, tell a friend, be a friend, right? Send this, DM people. Hey, look at this interview with Deontay Wilder. This was a great interview. Hopefully everybody gets to see it besides Anthony Joshua. A couple shots there for Joshua, right?
I hope Anthony Joshua doesn't come after me for that one too. He's gonna mush us together.
But the funniest part was like Wilder wanted to say it, and he's like, that's a little too much. And you're like, nah, just do it. And then you set him up there.
And I egged him on to it. Yeah, I know. That was but I mean, that's just Fernando being Fernando. I mean, that's just I try and help people in. It's like a tag team. Like he was like this. He was, give me the tag, and I went, boo, and he hit my hand. And I was like, I got you, bang, and I said it. So there you go. Exactly. So I mean, it was pretty good, but Gilbert, obviously you talk about Helenius being kind of a Viking. Those guys don't go down easy. They're tough. They're tough boxers. They're tough. They got basically, I mean, steel jaws. So give me a little bit of a breakdown of Robert.
Yeah. Okay. I want to look up where he's from. He was born in Sweden. So okay. But he actually lives in Finland. So I think that's why they call him the Nordic Nightmare. What a nickname!
Oh, that's awesome.
Probably one of the best in boxing, actually.
The Nordic Nightmare, Robert Helenius.
But Robert, I'm looking at his bio real quick. He's had some good fights. He's been tested. Actually coming off 2 big wins. I don't want to butcher the guy's last name, but Adam Kawanaki. I've heard his name. He's a decent heavyweight, and he's won 2 of those. He lost to Dylan White, who's actually going to fight supposedly now Tyson Fury. I don't know why he wants to fight Dylan White. Yeah, I know. I think I was seeing they're finalizing. And that's the thing. Like we were just talking with Deontay about, about Fury fighting Usyk or Joshua, and he's gone Dylan White. But anyway, that's a different story. But Helenius has been tested before. So it's a good kind of comeback fight for Deontay Wilder, who has not fought since that amazing trilogy bout against Fury, where they both went down. And people really like that fight. Like the funny thing, Fernando, about the third fight is like I'm kind of used to the heavyweights doing that, but a lot of the casuals were watching that fight like, oh, this is amazing. This is great for boxing. I want to be a boxing fan. So Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury brought a lot of fans because of that great fight.
That was a year ago, correct?
About to be October of last year. So that was the last time Wilder fought. And I asked Wilder, I was like, sometimes these boxers, man, when you take a big loss like that or you have a long layoff, like you reset the mind, you try to figure out what to do. And he opened up about it, and he was honest. He was like, you know what? I got 3 more years left. I'm about to be 37. I'm done at 40. So he's on a title quest to get that championship one more time. And it starts with Helenius. And I think the Nordic Nightmare. There we go.
Yeah.
We'll give him a good test, but I think this is a good starting point for Wilder to get back to the Furies of the world. I don't know, Matt, would you want to see a 4th one, Fernando, with Fury? Is that something?
I want to see him with Andy Ruiz.
There we go. That's
I've been waiting for that.
That's a good one.
Because I remember. So I mean, like I've said before, I was kind of covering Andy Ruiz when he won the championships, and he came out to San Diego and did a couple of things out here, and he did some stuff at casinos, and he would always talk about it. He's like, Deontay Wilder and our friends, and I'd love to fight him, because I think at that point Deontay had the other belts. I think Tyson might have had one and Deontay had another one or something like that. And he said, I want to go up against Deontay. I think it'd be a great fight. If I beat Joshua, then I'm going to go and face Deontay. Obviously, he loses to Joshua, and obviously he kind of fell off for a little bit. But you know what I thought was interesting too, Gilbert, is that he's like, I would be out and about and people would be like, hey, what are you doing? You should be training. You should be trying to get the championships back, this, that. And he's like, whoa, relax. I got to take time for myself and kind of relax. Sometimes you need that reset. You need to go to, well, I mean, obviously you and I reset at different places than Deontay would. Deontay probably goes to like Tulum or like beautiful islands or in Greece or something. And you and I, we have to go to the nearest beach to go chill out. But he definitely looks revitalized. He looks like he's ready to go. It's funny because I remember I brought up that whole Tom Brady hasn't inspired you to go to 45, and he just starts laughing. He's like, "Look, if the money's right, I'd probably go until that time." But no, he has his heart set on 40, obviously, because he wants to enjoy his kids and his family and all that. So I understand where he's coming from. But like I said, I want to see Andy and him. If he wins this fight, I want to see him and Andy go at it for a chance at either Fury or Usyk.
Yeah, like if you go for the 4th one with Fury, like you've already seen it. Like the thing with Wilder is like he doesn't have that skill level. Like he relies on the power punching, and Fury is such a massive dude that like he could was like obviously Fury went down a couple times to Wilder's power punches, but he could like withstand. He could like, okay, let me generate some more power in my 6'9" frame, 340 pounds, and he comes back to fight and he's like doing the jab, and it's like nothing ever happened to him. But a regular person will go down, they can't come back up. And like the fight that kind of interests me, because it might be bad because Usyk skill level is on a different level. Like Usyk is more skillful than Fury, but he's not as big. Like imagine if Wilder catches Usyk, can he get up like that? Can he do what we rise from the dead like Tyson Fury did in the first fight? I don't know, but if Usyk is big enough to withstand that, he's a great fighter, he's aggressive. But say Oleksandr Usyk fights Fury and he takes all the belts. Now Wilder's like, you know what? I think I could beat that guy. I would love to see that. But the most entertaining fight, because styles make fight, Fernando, you're right. Andy Ruiz, a destroyer against the Bronze Bomber. I would love to see that for sure.
That's why I asked him about his size and if that would kind of create a problem for him, because he did have trouble with the size that Tyson Fury is. But Tyson Fury is not only big, like large, but he's also really tall. So I mean, and that's why, like, obviously that post by Andy Ruiz where he said he told us, I'd love to fight Tyson Fury. We're both that they're both close because of their faith and everything. But that's my question. Like somebody as big as Andy Ruiz a los lados, and somebody as big as Tyson, like, how would that match be? Like, I'd like to see something like that. I think that would be really interesting. But I mean, the thing is that Andy doesn't have a glass jaw. Like, Andy is gonna stay in there and he's gonna take the punishment. How many times didn't we think he was gonna go down with certain hits that he took from Ortiz, and he just kept on.
But
He just
the
kept on
thing
going.
with Wilder's a different level. Like you really find out if your chin is great, because I know Fury went down a couple times, but I respect the chin because he kept getting back up and just messing with Wilder's mind mentally. Like, man, how do you get up from that? And it's gonna be a little awkward for Ruiz if he fights, because he's gonna start punching up. But maybe that's where he attacks the body more, and Ruiz has some very devastating right hooks. So I would love to see it. Maybe the winner gets the title shot after that.
Well, and that's why I was telling you, I was surprised that that's why I was kind of surprised that that Fury was thinking about Joshua, and then Deontay said, I think Joshua could beat him. I was like, really? Like, I'm surprised, but I mean, who knows? Maybe it's just all hype. And
that's the promoter and Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, no, I get it. But Gilbert, who you got this weekend?
Actually, real quick, Fernando, I think I'm looking up the Tyson Fury. It's not Dylan White, it's Derek Chisora. Sorry, I got that one wrong. Correcting myself here. But yeah, prediction. Also not a good fight though, by the way. Fury, Chisora, I think they've done it before. But yeah, prediction time on Deontay Wilder against Robert Helenius and Fox pay-per-view. There you go.
Maybe he wants to warm up before usage. Maybe that's why he's doing it.
Maybe, but I don't know. I feel like Fury's in that level of like every fight should be a big fight, but whatever. And then yeah, for this one, I'll go Wilder gets another knockout. Bomb squads will be screaming in the ring in Brooklyn, a home away from home from the Alabama native. Yeah, now you remember, Fernando. You remember. I will go 9th round TKO Deontay Wilder.
I'll go 7th round TKO Deontay Wilder.
Early.
I think Deontay's on a mission. I think talking to the compas energized him, and I think he's gonna go in there ready to let loose and show what he's got. Especially because we all know that no matter what happens at the end, we just want to hear, so bye bye Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, saying this will be the day that I die.
Pretty good, Fernando. But can I get to the next boxing fight on the weekend's card?
I can't wait till we get Tyson Fury on and him and I are singing that song together.
I'm trying, Fernando. We're trying here. We'll see.
But
again, a reminder: Triple G.
What?
Ryan Garcia.
What?
Andy Ruiz Jr. And now Deontay Wilder. Oh, can you forget our guy Sebastian Fundora? He won his fight too. That's 5 legit boxers. He's a rising star. He won again.
Man, Fundora is so tall. Like, he was so aggressive on Saturday. Like, he's so tall. He's aggressive, and his sister won too.
Yeah,
I think I saw his sister won too. His twin sister. So there they go. They're on their way. So yeah, definitely. Remember, guys, it's a good luck charm to jump on with the compas before a big fight. Right. So
there you go.
Just reminding people out there.
One more fight, Fernando, and before we get to your dojo. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it. This one I'm not too excited for because we've seen it, and Devin Haney already picked apart George Kambosos in Australia, I want to say, and the only reason why they're doing it again, Devin Haney won all the belts, became undisputed when he destroyed George and had no chance. But the reason they're doing it again is because there was a rematch clause in the contract, and the only way Haney could have gotten that fight the first time if you sign that contract and say, hey, in the case if we lose, come back and do it again. And that's why they're doing it again. He couldn't get out of it. All the legal documents, couldn't get a lawyer. But now we have to suffer and watch it again. But who knows? I don't know, Fernando. Maybe Kambosos does something, shocks the world. He is not on the level of Devin Haney, which makes me wonder, how did Teofimo Lopez lose to Kambosos the first time around? But Devin Haney, go do your job, handle business, win again in Australia, come back with the belt, and then go after the bigger fights like a Ryan Garcia or even a Teofimo Lopez or a Tank Davis. So there are a lot of good options for Devin Haney, but I'll be quick here. I don't really care for watching it, but here we are. Devin Haney is a good fighter, one of the best skillful fighters in the world. Kind of lacks power, but he's definitely a top contender in the top 10 pound for pound rankings.
Is it here in the U.S.?
No, that one's in Australia again. Like he's pretty much running him back again. Like Kambosos was like, hey, you want to fight me? I need to guarantee a second fight in my backyard. So yeah, those were kind of the stipulations there. And
crikey, mate.
Yeah, I kind
of
like
go
that.
Down under.
You're gonna offend a lot of Australians, Fernando. But no, good job. That was funny.
That's fine.
I was gonna say I wanted to catch you off guard. No, but I respect.
Let me throw some meat on the barbie.
Outback Steakhouse or what? Was gonna say, yeah, Devin Haney, I respect it because a lot of boxers are like, I don't want to give him all this and bend over backwards. He wanted to fight and he did it. So here we are.
You want to pet my pet kangaroo?
All right, let's get to your backyard.
There's nothing to say. I mean, all that there is to say is
spooky.
Gilbert, what was that? And for the folks that heard that was thousands, and I mean thousands of fans that filled up the Philadelphia arena that were yelling, holy spit, or this is awesome. And it was because Bray Wyatt is finally back. The White Rabbit is back. The crowd erupted. There's even an audio of Michael Cole saying, because they had gone off air. Like they were going off air. Michael Cole's like, are we still on the air? Are we still on the air? And they're like, yeah. Like you can hear somebody yell at him, yes, we're still on the air. And he's like, what the hell's going on? Because they turned off the lights. Gilbert, what I had predicted was right. There was all the little toys that there were before when he was in the fun house. They all became human. So they were all scattered around the arena. They were showing each and every one of them. Carson Wentz limited participant through practice. They played Thursday night. I forgot about that. So that'll be interesting. Don't
interrupt the White Rabbit for Carson Wentz.
And the crap bowl that is the Washington football or Commanders against the Chicago Bears. So then everybody's like, what's going on? And then Bray Wyatt walks out and you can't even hear Gilbert, but he goes, I'm back. And then he goes out and then he blows out the lamp. Now, for everybody that's wondering, why was he not on Monday Night Raw? He's going to be on SmackDown this week. So on SmackDown, we're going to hear everything that Bray Wyatt has to say. Some guy had a really cool video of his daughter when his daughter's like 8 years old. When Bray Wyatt appears, she starts crying and she's like, I'm so happy he's back. And Bray Wyatt commented, that's why I do it, for the love of the fans. That's why I'm back. I'm like, oh, that's so awesome. And obviously Dan and Dago and I were watching it. And one of the things that Bray Wyatt has is he sings, he's got the whole world in his hand. And so Dan and I were singing that. We were getting hyped. We wish we were in Philly for that. But it's going to be interesting to see Bray Wyatt back. I'm telling you, Triple H is bringing all these people back. He's making new stars. The only thing is, like I said, there's 2 championships and they're both on your tribal chief. So I'm wondering how they're going to do this, who he's going to pick on, what's going to happen. Because right now, nobody's touching Roman Reigns because everybody's waiting for that Logan Paul Roman Reigns match in Saudi Arabia in about a month. But Gilbert, it was exciting to have Bray Wyatt back, and I'm excited to see what Triple H has planned for him.
Does Bray Wyatt still have that Southern accent? Is that still a thing?
No. Bray Wyatt became he became different. When he became the Fiend, he lost it.
Okay, because sometimes you come back, you try to go back to things that you liked or whatever. But yeah, I'm glad he came back. The Fiend, the kind of the demonic kind of stuff, and then you say that he's being nice to the kids, so he's not a bad guy. He's not an evil monster, you know.
He's an anti-hero, I guess. And look at you trying to take a shot at Brian Kelly, my family. You're trying to take a shot. But definitely it's exciting to have him back. It's going to be interesting, like I said, to see kind of what way Triple H decides to use him. But the WWE really, I mean, and we know it.
Well, Fernando, you're on the show to kind of lead us away. Any guess as to what the direction of Bray Wyatt's going to be in his return?
That's the thing with Bray Wyatt. I just don't know. I think they're going to try and insert him into the championship picture. The only thing is you can't bring him back to have him lose. So I think WWE is going to be very cautious with this. And I think they're going to wait up until the point where they're going to start promoting The Rock versus The Rock versus Roman Reigns, and then maybe they take the championships off of Roman Reigns. You don't want to go. I mean, and I'm one of those people. You don't need to go into that match with Roman wearing both championships, because that's gonna be The Rock isn't going to win both championships and stay in WWE until SummerSlam or any of that. I think this is I think The Rock might retire at WrestleMania and call it a career. But like I said, if it's in a way where Triple H brings out The Rock and says, "Hey, we haven't given you your retirement yet. Like, we haven't done this. We haven't even admitted you into the Hall of Fame." And then Roman comes out and he's like, "Hall of Fame for what? Who is he? He left for Hollywood. I've been here busting my ass, doing this, doing that. I have both championships. When did you ever have the championships together?" That stuff like that. Look at my group. Look at who I'm leading. I put our family on my back, not yours. Like, stuff like that. So I like something like that would be a killer. But like I said, I don't think they're gonna. I think right now they're gonna try and hype Bray Wyatt, tell his story, and then he's going to enter the championship contenders pretty soon. But like I said, the thing is, Roman's schedule's a little bit, I think right now, up until the Royal Rumble, they'll probably have him wrestle one more time, maybe two. So I just don't see him entering the championship match. Hell, they just had to give Seth Rollins a United States Championship on Monday because obviously you're not going to take away one of those belts from Roman right now. So, but Bray Wyatt's one of those guys that doesn't need, in my opinion, people can say whatever they want. I don't think Bray needs a championship. I think he's such a good solo act that he doesn't need a championship around his belt or around his waist. I think he is a guy that could do it without a championship. Kind of like The Undertaker. The Undertaker really didn't need a championship ever. Everybody knew who The Undertaker was. Now, again, I'm not saying that Bray Wyatt's on the level of The Undertaker, but I feel like Bray Wyatt's one of those characters where he doesn't need a championship.
Yeah, that's a good point. I was thinking, like, man, you bring back Bray Wyatt, this great comeback, and you're not gonna give him a title shot or a title run or to kind of get in the picture. But you're right. You know, you could find ways. Like, even like you mentioned, Seth Rollins. Like, he's been on a great run. Doesn't have the championship. He got the U.S. belt you just mentioned. So it's doable.
Whoa. Yeah, definitely. That's what Seth Rollins. That's what Seth Rollins is. Well, that's what his song is. Whoa.
Maybe they can fight each other. How about Seth Rollins and Bray Wyatt? There we go.
Ooh, that'd be a good one. But I mean, we'll see what happens. But Gilbert, just real quick, I'll give you some interesting. I'll give you some of the interesting stuff that happened. Liv Morgan actually lost to Ronda Rousey on Saturday. So Ronda Rousey's the new women's SmackDown champion. But the crazy part is, huh?
You called that one, right? Or
no, I predicted Liv Morgan. I thought Liv Morgan was going to retain. The interesting part about that, though, was Liv was actually not crying. She wasn't sad. She actually was laughing. So part of me thinks that maybe she's one of the ones that might be joining Bray Wyatt's faction, like his stable, and maybe that's why she was getting a little crazy. She was turning a little, like, she was laughing, like kind of like Harley. She looks exactly like Harley Quinn. So to me, that's kind of what she was going, like she was looking all like crazy and stuff. So I'm like, okay, she's going to turn into a heel, but Ronda's not a good face, but then Ronda's not a good heel either. So I don't know what way they're going to do this, but she lost a championship, but I think they're going to rematch it. I don't know if they're going to give it back to her, but I think Shayna Baszler, who's a former UFC, she was part of the faction with Ronda as well. I mean, in the sense of like the 4 horsewomen of UFC, I think they're going to try and do Shayna Baszler versus Ronda Rousey. That'll be interesting because of both of their MMA backgrounds. So, but I think right now they're going to try one more time with Liv Morgan, and then I think Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey kind of finish out the year in a feud. What was your girl Bianca Belair retained against Bayley.
That was the one you got wrong, I think, right?
No. Oh yeah, that's the one. Oh shoot, I got that one wrong too. Damn it.
Sorry, I'm calling you out here.
No, you're good. No, you need to. So
I remember you said somebody's title reign was going to end, and I forgot which one it was.
Yeah, because I thought like with the girl, with the other two, what's the other two female wrestlers that are with Bayley, they already have the tag team championship. So I thought, they'll just put the belt on Bayley and have this big faction. But Bianca Belair survived. She did really well.
Nice.
The crazy part is she uses her hair as a whip. And I'm like, dude, that must hurt. Like, it must be crazy. You have no hair. So it was a decent match. It was a good match. I thought they both did really well. You can tell they both have a lot of chemistry. But now the question is, I think they're going to continue their rivalry, and I think ultimately Bianca is going to lose it, just because that's the way it looks like it's turning, unless they really just keep it on Bianca. But I think she's close to losing it, unfortunately, because I think she's such a good champion. I think the community loves her. I think the wrestling community loves her. She does so much in the community with WWE, so I think that's awesome as well to have a brand ambassador kind of like her, Titus O'Neil, some of these other people. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see kind of what happened. And then the last match that I know you were waiting for was Seth Rollins versus Matt Riddle. Bro. And that one ended with Matt Riddle actually picking up the victory over Seth Rollins. It was very surprising to see that happen. Here, I'll show you a small little clip.
Oh,
this is on top. Look at Daniel Cormier. Here goes Matt Riddle. And he's about to. Oh, look at that.
Ooh, that looks painful.
Look at his face.
Damn.
You know what's funny, Gilbert? In one of those, Rollins tells Cormier, "Get your fat ass over there and count." And he starts like yelling at him and stuff. And he's like, "I'm gonna knock you out." He's like, "I've knocked him out. I'm gonna knock you out next." So I thought they were teasing maybe a Cormier and Seth Rollins kind of altercation or something, but they didn't end up doing anything, and I was kind of disappointed in that. But yeah, no. So Seth Rollins, obviously, he beat Bobby Lashley on Monday Night Raw. The way he beat him, Gilbert, if you're okay with me giving you a spoiler, Bobby Lashley was out on the microphone. And he's like, "Man, I've beaten them all. I've beaten Roman Reigns. What? I've beaten Brock Lesnar. What? I've beaten so and so. What? I've beaten so and so. What?" And then Brock Lesnar's music hits. Why did Brock Lesnar's music hit? I thought Triple H was doing something different. Yes, but they're going to Saudi Arabia, and who's always willing to go to Saudi Arabia?
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar's always willing to go out there. There's a really cool picture, Gilbert. Maybe I can find it. But they're willing to go to Saudi Arabia. They're willing to go out there, so why not use him? Why not have fun with it? So I'm all about it. This is a funny video. This is Cesaro, Randy Orton, and Brock Lesnar in Saudi Arabia a couple of years ago. They're playing soccer in the parking lot, and they're just joking. They're just messing around, kind of passing the ball off and stuff, and wow. Look at Brock Lesnar, huge human being. But that ball looks so small in Brock Lesnar's hands. I know.
A buff guy, like stretching the muscles out.
He's huge. But yeah, so Brock Lesnar's gonna go to Saudi Arabia. So Brock Lesnar comes in, he F5s Bobby Lashley, and the crowd chanting one more time, and he does it again. Then they go, welcome back. He said, "Oh, one more," and they go, "Hey!" And so like does it again, and then Seth Rollins comes out and pins him for the United States Championship. So I think we're gonna see Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley in Saudi Arabia. That was a good match last time. I remember Brock Lesnar 2 minutes in got frustrated with Bobby. He took off his gloves, and then they really kind of went at it for a little bit. So I think that'll be a good match going into Saudi Arabia. But yeah, that was Fernando's wrestling breakdown. I hope you enjoyed another episode of that, Gilbert.
Yeah, good job, Fernando. But hopefully for the next one, you get the predictions right. You struggled this week, but it's okay.
I know. Well, I got all the men's wrestlings one right.
Yeah, 2-2 is not bad.
Yeah, so I mean,
you're doing better than your NFL game pick, so that's okay.
How are you doing in fantasy, by the way?
You love to say that. Just let me have this, and it's okay.
And besides, Dan and Dago and the cat are the one. Dude, you should have seen it. He's sitting there. And he's like, I cannot keep picking with that damn cat. I just started laughing.
We should have the cat make wrestling picks too with you. See
my mom starts looking around. She's like, "What cat?" And then I'm like, "He's talking about the cat that we do picks against." And then she's like, "Oh my god!" She's like, "What's wrong with you?" And he's like, "I can't. I have to beat that cat." And I started laughing.
It gets to you, man.
No, it does. But definitely, obviously, another awesome episode of Combat Compas. That was episode 7, the GOAT, the Cristiano Ronaldo of episodes. We appreciate Deontay Wilder jumping on with us, having fun with us, and really, it was awesome to talk to him and to break it down. Man, we should have him on the show more often, and just maybe talk to him about the Crimson Tide. Like you asked him at the end, do you think they're going to win? It's like, of course they're going to win. They're going to win not just this year, next year, the year after that. And I'm like, oh wow, okay, there you go. So he was making a prediction, but guys, we appreciate you guys so much. Don't forget, check out the interview again with Deontay Wilder. We have that. Obviously, if you want to rewatch this episode, we'd appreciate that. Like, comment, be a friend, tell a friend, tell your compas, hey, you know the compas just got Deontay Wilder. They're going to be like, no mames, way. And you send them the video. So obviously they're going to love that. Don't forget this week, What's Up Bolts? We have Troy Rang from Denver. He's going to be breaking down what is wrong with the damn Broncos. They were predicted to go to the Super Bowl, and now they're over here at, I think, 2-3, and they're coming off a terrible loss. Russell Wilson, will he play on Monday night? Troy will have everything for us. On House of Horns, Gilbert and Victor Producer have everything covered for you. Are the Panthers serious? Now that they fired Matt Rule, could they sneak into SoFi Stadium and beat the Rams, who are struggling right now on offense, on defense, on special teams, coaching? But yeah, Gilbert and Victor Producer will have that on House of Horns. And don't forget to check out Regular Compas on the Beat. Dan and Dago had some funny stuff to tell us this week. So obviously, and we broke down everything. Is there a quarterback controversy in Dallas? Who's going to win, the Eagles or the Cowboys? You know what? This is called the Compas Bowl. I forgot about that. It is Gilbert's Dallas Cowboys with Jared Jones and my fly, Eagles fly to victory. EAGLES, Eagles. So
you sang 3 songs this episode.
Yeah. I should do Bye Bye Miss American Pie.
Same song, but you're doing it again.
I know. But we appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for rocking with us. Remember, tell your compas what the compas are doing with all 4 shows. We appreciate you guys so much. Like, comment, let us know what we're doing right, what you want to see more. If you guys have any questions, we appreciate you guys so much. Gilbert, anything you got before we go?
No, just Bomb Squad.
Bomb Squad.
Yeah, that was much better. But on that note, ya nos vamos. Pues, vámonos.